Welcome back to another episode of Chasing Green Arrows, our FPL edition, and I have back with us in the hot seat the legend, the man, not the myth, the reality, Mr. TK Tariq Reddy. How you doing, brother?
Doing great. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing better, bro. Generally in life, doing well, alhamdulillah. But the FPL has been kind to me in the last few weeks after I calmed down and stopped making -20 changes.
No more Vestergaard.
No, yo, I finally got rid of him after I
Finally.
think 2 months. He didn't play for even 6 game weeks, and then I finally got rid of him.
Did you have him for the 9-0 or?
No. I took him off by
Oh,
then. I started
yeah,
doing. I woke up from my coma for like 3 4 weeks ago, so it's like I've been adjusting my team since then.
great.
But yeah, man, FPL's been good. I think it's kind of stabilized now. You have more normal game weeks, but lo and behold, another double game week has come up, a smaller one, but you have a double game week for some informed teams. So what do you think about that?
Honestly, yeah, so many double game weeks this year. It's starting to get quite confusing, as I said before. But it's really exciting, honestly, because double game weeks is like the funnest part of FPL, in my opinion. Because
Yeah.
having a player play twice, you can get over 100 points, even 200 if you do really well. Um, this week or the week coming up, the double game weekers are going to be Burnley, City, Everton, Fulham, and I think that's it. Correct?
Yeah, that's the extra.
Yeah.
That's on Wednesday. Yeah.
So I think we need to speak about those teams in detail this episode,
Yeah.
and we can go through the other games and other like important things to note out.
Sure. And before we get into that, actually, thoughts on Mourinho with Harry Kane?
Uh, thoughts of Mourinho or thoughts of Harry Kane or thoughts
Why
of
is
Mourinho?
Mourinho screwing with us, bro? Why is he pepping us from like last
This
season?
this is this is this is Mourinho's game. Like you remember when he said Son was injured and then he played against United and scored like
Yes,
a brace. Yeah,
yes.
just you can't really trust the guy. Man. He's sneaky.
We'll talk about Harry Kane later on after should we bring him in or not. But let's focus on the teams that you mentioned because they have each team has some good assets who are performing. Like for example, with
Exactly.
me, I've had Calvert Lewin in for 2 weeks and he's returned me 9 points and 12 points. So he's in good form. So what are your thoughts?
All right, so these are the fixtures that are coming up next week, and start off, we'll just talk about the double game weeks before we get into detail of each game.
Yeah,
But as you can see, we'll start off with Burnley. They have Crystal Palace away and they have Fulham at home.
very good fixtures for them.
Yeah, so for Burnley, I'm thinking about the defense and their goalkeeper. I'm not thinking about anyone else because not worth it, in my opinion.
Yes.
Palace haven't scored in a while. Their attacking front has been very poor lately, and
Yeah.
especially now Zaha being injured,
Yeah.
uh, their attacking stats are so low without Zaha.
Yeah.
So I really like highly recommend having a Burnley defender and goalie, or maybe even three of those, because then they have Fulham at home, and Fulham is like a bottom tier team.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see that game where Fulham score, but if you think about it, the range of points you can get for a Burnley defender are really good. It could be anywhere from 6 points to 20 points, because I feel the minimum is a clean sheet, and then against Fulham, if they get just points for playing, you can get it for a defender. You can get somewhere around 10 points, 11, 12 points. That's huge.
Yeah.
So the guys I recommend from Burnley are Ben Mee and Lowton. So
Okay.
Ben Mee, because of his attacking stats, he got 2 goals this season, and he's quite good on corner kicks.
Mm-hmm.
And Lowton for his price, he's very cheap, right back. He might get you the odd assist.
Okay.
And their goalkeeper, of course, Nick Pope, is a big uh, guy I'm going for this week. I think he can get a lot of points because of his save points, his bonus, and the clean sheet, of course. And he's been playing pretty good recently.
And he's been on form to the point where I think now he's number two in the goalie point rankings. He's overtaken McCarthy, so he's just a few points behind Martinez overall. So
Seriously?
uh, yeah, I believe he's number two goalie now in
Yeah,
terms of
you're
points.
right. That's so surprising because I didn't think Burnley were doing that well this year. but I guess you're right.
Martinez still is a beast when it comes to stops and that sort of stuff. Because he gets a lot of because of the way Aston Villa play. I guess he has a lot of attempted shots on him. But yeah, Pope's come up and like just during this next 2 3 weeks, I guess he's a good option to have. And Martinez is cheaper, so if you want to bring back Martinez later on, if Burnley's fixtures get back, you still have that option because Pope's a bit more expensive.
I mean, I highly recommend if you have Martinez to keep him and bring on Pope for your substitute keeper.
Okay, okay,
And you can even bench boost if you want this week. However, there might be bigger double game week games coming up. But
yes,
if you wanted to, you can bench boost this week if you have those two.
right, makes sense.
So I think that's good for the Burnley players. The next double game week team I want to look at is Man City,
Yep.
and
The dilemma of Man City. Which defender do you pick?
yeah.
Because
So
I
with
think
Man City,
you're set with the midfielder. I think Gundogan is a must-have. I think at this point.
yeah, I think so too. I think honestly with City you can go ahead with three midfielders instead
Okay.
of their defenders. However, like you still want their defenders. It's really tough. Like I wish you can pick four or five, but you can go with Sterling, Foden, and Gundogan if you wanted to.
Hmm.
Um, you can ditch one of those guys and go for a defender. Like I think a good strategy if you want to save money is go Foden, Gundogan, and get a defender and like ditch Sterling. But Sterling has been on form, so it's really tough.
Yeah.
Even a guy that a lot of people might not pick is Bernardo Silva. He's been playing really well.
Yeah.
I highly recommend him. So
But
uh,
what do you think about the dilemma between picking John Stones versus Diaz because of the price, right? Because it seems that Stones has been replaced by Laporte once in the 2 game weeks ago, I think, whereas Diaz is a firm starter. So and Cancelo, he always has that potential. People take him based on the fact that he could score a goal or an assist. So like if you had to pick, let's just say you're going for two defenders and a midfielder, who would you pick? Or let's make it more like interesting. One defender, who would you pick if you had to pick a City defender?
I'll pick John Stones because of his price and the fact that he can score on corners.
Hmm.
However, Cancelo's I think Cancelo will play both games because they're both tough games against Spurs and Everton, so they're gonna want to play their best defenders.
Yeah,
So Cancelo or Stones is really tough. One of those guys.
not Diaz, huh?
Diaz, sure, yeah, you can go for him.
Yeah,
Look, Diaz is the most comfortable pick because he will surely play both games. There's no doubt about it.
right.
Stones is like for me a 95% will play
Yeah,
both games. Cancelo is the risky one, but I think he can get assists. He's been playing highest up on the field from
yeah,
those three.
yeah.
If we're to go to midfielders, if I had to pick two,
Mm-hmm.
I think I'll go with Foden and Sterling. And the
Okay.
reason why is because uh, Foden and Sterling are both attacking. Sterling is a left winger, and Foden is going to be playing false nine.
Mm-hmm.
Gundogan has been playing really high up, but I just feel though like he might be taking off penalties. He might get that rest because he's been playing a lot. And Foden and Sterling have more creative, like they can get assists. Gundogan can just get that goal, and we don't know if he's going to keep scoring.
Yeah.
But if you want to keep it safe too, you can always go for those three and ditch the defenders.
Okay.
One guy we didn't speak about is Ederson, the goalkeeper,
Yeah.
and I don't recommend him. But Pep made a joke. I don't know if he was serious or not, but Ederson being their penalty taker.
Yeah.
Uh, if that's the case, that would be like the most legendary moment if he takes penalties.
Imagine you triple captain him as a goalie and then scores a penalty.
I know. You know what's crazy is that they only give 6 points for a goalkeeper scoring, but I feel like they should give like 20 points because it never happens.
I know, right?
But if he's actually serious about that, I don't know if we're
Imagine.
gonna find out more in the press conferences. Then
Yeah.
I would actually go for Ederson.
He could score in the
But
games, man. Like imagine clean sheet and a goal. That's crazy.
yeah, if you want to take the biggest, no, it's not that big of a risk, honestly. If you want to bring in Ederson, because the worst he can do is get clean sheets, which is nice.
Yeah.
Um, so the third game week, double game week team is Fulham. They
Yep.
have Burnley away, their second fixture, and their first fixture is Everton away.
Yeah, tough.
quite tough. Um, but there's always that differential option you can pick from Fulham, and I would choose Lookman.
Yeah,
He could like be the hero of the double game week because there's always that one guy that no one picks
yeah.
and ends up doing well, and it could be
And he's
Lookman.
on
He could get
penalties, I
that.
think. Even though he missed a penalty recently, I think that he's still on penalties.
No, they took him off.
Oh, they took him off.
Uh,
Okay.
the guy on penalties now is Cavallero, who's also a midfielder.
Mm-hmm.
He's also an option, but I just think Lookman's the better player. But if you want to go with the penalty strategy, you can go for Cavallero.
Okay.
As for the defenders, I wouldn't bother. Honestly.
Yeah. I don't think there's
Uh,
anyone that's worthy.
yeah. The last option, which is I think the second best team of this double game week, is Everton. They play Fulham
Yes.
at home and they play City at home. They're really high up on form. Digne been creating so many chances, crossing, corners, free kicks. He's a great
He's a
defender
good
to have.
option. He's a good
It's
option,
quite
I guess, right?
expensive, but he can get you that assist, that clean sheet in the first game. You never know with him. There's
Yeah.
also their defenders, their center backs, either Michael Keane or Yeremina. These guys score off corners like really easily. They're really good on corners. These two guys.
Yeah.
Uh, I mean, if you wanted to go differential instead of going for City or Burnley, you can go for these guys.
Maybe
As for
Captain
their mid,
Calvert-Lewin.
that could you could do that. It could like very easily work. Um, I'm sure they're gonna have Calvert. Like I feel like Calvert Lewin is a must-have for this double game week. The best striker to get. Everyone will have him, but captaining him, I don't think everyone will do it. So it could work in your advantage if you go for it.
Yep.
And as for their midfielders, Hammers seems like he's back on form, and honestly, like for people who are not doing that well this year, I think he's a great differential to put in your team to
Yep.
climb up the rankings.
He could do something. I just think I just want to caution, I guess, because I think Ancelotti mentioned that he needs to be used smartly, so he may not play both the games. There's a risk of that. I feel. I don't know. I could be wrong. Maybe that's
I
the
didn't,
wrong
I didn't
opinion.
actually, I didn't know that. Let's just see if he's flagged.
I don't think he's
No,
flagged.
no, he's not flagged, but yeah, I didn't know that actually. That's something to take into
I
account.
had
So
listened. I think I had listened either on the FPL show, the official one, that they were mentioning that Ancelotti had said that now that he's back in fitness, they have to kind of like maintain him and keep up his fitness. So, like you said, big risk, big reward situation with Rodriguez. Like not many people will keep him in, right? So
he,
I think
so
it's a good.
yeah, that's why this double game week is so fun because there's so many options and there's going to be
Mm-hmm.
so much uh, differentials and people picking different people.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to go safe, just pick the DCL, Sterling, Foden, Burnley defender, City defender, and like that's the way to go, like easy. But if you want to like keep it exciting, go
Mm-hmm.
for Hammers, go for an Everton defender, go for
Yeah.
Lookman. You know what I mean? Keep it like spicy.
Yeah. And what do you think about going forward? I think the last few game weeks there was this in the community. There was this kind of trend to have two City defenders. Basically, do you think it's time to move away from that trend, keep one, and then stick to two City midfielders? Because there's a double up City kind of thing going on in the
Yeah,
last few weeks.
definitely. I would go with two City midfielders instead of defenders because they've been on form. They just scored four against Liverpool. I think they're back to their ways where I think they're gonna destroy Spurs. I think it'll be like a
Yeah,
4-0. I think Everton they'll also win like maybe 3-0, 3-1.
yeah.
I think they're really on form and like this is the right time to have a City midfielder. Man,
Okay.
if Aguero was fit, this would be
Oof.
the best triple captaincy.
Yeah, bro. Girl, he can pop up
Let's
with like
check.
5 goals, man.
I wanna actually check what's happening with this guy, man. No, he's red.
Miskeen, bro, he's red. Yeah.
Unknown return
No,
date. This guy's like I don't know. I think Pep like locked him up in a dungeon. I don't think he's actually sick. I swear
Bro,
I'm not kidding.
City have
Pep
one forward, bro. What the hell?
doesn't like him. I don't get it. I really don't get why.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, yeah, you're right. So,
Jesus, that's another guy. People
yeah,
haven't
Gabriel,
been
he's a good, again, I think like James, he's a good differential. You never know. Like, he could just pop up with a couple of goals. You don't know. It's possible.
exactly. It's
His
just
price is the issue. That's it.
yeah, his price and the fact if he plays or not because Foden played false nine against Liverpool and was really successful in that position.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he'll start. I think he'll keep Foden in the false nine against Spurs, and
So
Jesus
you
will be on
think
the bench.
So you think Foden is he a rotation risk this week, or do you think he'll play both games because he's the hot ticket item this week?
Honestly, I think Foden's very risky. Like he's still risky, but
Yeah,
he's so good. Like he played he played so little, if you can see. But
yeah.
every game he gets 16 points, 11, 14,
I think
6, 6, 9. Like he
9.
keeps
Yeah,
returning. The guy is so good. Like even if he plays one out of those two games, you'll get a lot
yeah,
of points from him.
yeah.
He's been playing superb, honestly. So I would have him for sure, in my opinion.
And what's your take on Harry Kane? I think moving on to the rest of the teams, like that's the big story. Like Harry Kane is back. I don't think
I mean,
maybe people are bringing him this week, but like he's still the top asset in FPL this season. Like
I mean,
overall,
the thing
he
the thing with Harry Kane, he's the best premium striker this year because there's been a lack of premium strikers this year. I think
yeah,
that's the only reason. But if you see his fixtures, City away, West after City,
yeah,
his fixtures are really nice. West Ham away, Burnley home, Crystal home, Arsenal away. So his things like open up. So I think
yeah,
he's someone to really look into after the double game week.
yeah.
And as for the Everton assets, I think they're actually their fixtures go bad after their double game week. Yeah, you
Indeed,
see, it becomes City home,
indeed.
Liverpool away, Chelsea away. So you can switch Calvert Lewin for Kane after this game week. That's a good
Yes,
plan.
that's a good plan. Yeah, exactly. That it fits very well with the form and everything like that.
Exactly.
Bro, you want to hear the my fail of the week from the last game week?
Yeah, I'd love to.
I had two frees, so I brought in Pope and me for Martinez, and I took out what's his name, the Mitchell from Crystal Palace.
Okay, Mitchell didn't
and,
do anything.
and but I benched Watkins.
Uh, I mean, honestly, it's not that bad.
Yeah, it's
You'll
okay. I
you'll
still get
probably you'll probably benefit from your transfers this week. Ben Me and Pope are good transfers,
yeah.
but you should have kept Martinez though.
I know. I know. But I think what I'll do is after Burnley's run in the next few weeks, I might just go back to Martinez because he's cheaper. Like I'm not losing any money by going back to him.
Yeah,
Like especially if the team has said there's not many injuries, I think like I can if I have a rollover transfer, I can just use them one on Martinez because I think at Aston Villa, even if they concede goals, he's such a good shot stopper, man. That's what I think.
yeah,
And he
I
can
agree. It's just remember the rule, like the unspoken rule of not changing your keepers too much, not
yeah,
wasting transfers on keepers too much. So like,
fair enough. Yeah.
uh, only do it if there's a double game week or a wild card, or you're doing it on a wild card. Otherwise, it's a waste of a transfer because they get the least points out of all
Of
positions.
course. Of course.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at your team. Let's see what your plans are for next week. What are you thinking? What's your current team and what
So,
do you want to do?
so this is my current team going into next week. I have Sterling, Foden, Ben Me,
Mm-hmm.
only three double game week players, but I'm gonna remove Wilson, get in Calvert Lewin.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna and I'm gonna probably do 3 or 4 transfers, take a big hit. I'm probably gonna
Okay.
get in for McCarthy because
Okay.
McCarthy Southampton is like conceding like crazy. Like
They're done. Yeah. I wouldn't. He's
yeah,
not.
so I'm
I don't
gonna
think
bring
he's
in. I
viable. Yeah.
think I'm gonna get in Pope, Calvert Lewin,
Mm-hmm.
a City defender, and maybe one differential like a Hammers or a Lookman or not sure yet to be honest.
Is Antonio gonna play? By the way,
Yeah, he's just yellow flagged. I think he'll play. If he doesn't play, I have Rafinha on the bench, so
that's a
I'm not
very
too
strong
worried.
backup. Yeah.
Yeah,
And which city defender are you looking to get in yourself?
probably Stones, but yeah, Stones. I don't think I would
Stones.
think of anyone else.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nice. I think your team's pretty solid then going into next week. Madison has. I remember we didn't really were that high on Madison, but he's come through in the last like overall in the last 4 game weeks. He's had good returns
yeah.
overall.
So I wanted to get rid of him, but I didn't have the leisure to do that because of other
Yeah.
transfers.
Yeah.
But ever since Vardy has been out, he returned against Leeds, assist. He scored. He got 2 assists against Fulham, and yeah, just a normal game against Wolves, and I was really happy with that. Despite
And
thinking like I wanted to remove him, I thought without Vardy he won't be able to do much, but he's been playing good.
I think that's also down to Barnes being very much informed, right? As well, like Barnes is doing very well
Yeah,
also.
they're supporting each other big time.
And if you don't have a Leicester asset, is Barnes a good option considering his form or no? Or even what's his name? Yuri Tielemans, I think.
No, Tielemans is a center mid. He won't get that many goals. Harvey Barnes is good, but Brendan Rodgers keeps like rotating him. Every once in a while
Okay.
he'll be benched. So I think Madison is the guy to go to. Don't
Okay.
overthink it. Yeah.
And and the next question for you is, who are you going to be captaining, and will you be playing any other chips this week, by any chance?
I don't know who I'll be captaining, but okay, are you ready for the lame joke of the week?
Boom, boom, go for it.
No, it's too lame. I'm not gonna say it.
No, you have to. Come on, I embarrassed
No, I
myself by
can't.
benching Watkins and not having Martinez. You have to do it. You have to do it, bro.
I'm gonna play Doritos chip. Okay, that was so bad. Anyways, moving on.
Wait.
I don't think I'm gonna be playing any chips because I just have bench boost and this guy freaking done doesn't. I don't think he's ever played a game in his life. He just played in the beginning, then he was just done.
He's just the
So
cheapest
and this
defender to
guy
have.
this guy's left. His contract has been terminated, bro.
Oh my god,
So,
that's
yeah,
the clip of the
I'm
week.
not playing any
It's like,
chips.
yo, I have a goalie who does not even in the team.
Exactly. Freaking Nyland.
Oh my god, that's too
Yeah.
funny.
So I'm not gonna play any chips. I'm just gonna. I think I'm gonna captain. Um, honestly, it's either Calvert Lewin
Hmm.
or Sterling or surprise Pope.
Ooh, just
The reason why,
maybe.
yeah, I really love the idea of captaining Pope because I feel like it's very risky, but if he gets one clean sheet and like a good game with saves, you can
Yeah,
get around like 12, 13 points on a captain, which is
that's a lot. And
easy.
then if he has two of those, then it's like you're looking at 20 plus points, which is an interesting return. Very like crazy
Exactly.
return for a goalkeeper.
I remember like 2 seasons ago or 3 seasons ago, I captained De Gea in a double game week, and it was one of the best decisions.
Ooh,
He
really?
got
You
two
did,
clean
eh?
sheets. He got me around like 40 points. So I love captaining keepers in double game weeks. So I think I'm gonna go for Pope. I might. I'm gonna think
Okay,
about it until the last
okay.
minute.
All right, let me show you my team. Just unshare your screen. I'll show you my screen just to see what my team's looking like and get your advice on the captaincy. Or actually, yeah, you can do it from there.
Well, yeah, there's no problem. I can do it from here.
Juiceman, yeah.
Can you just remind me your team name?
Juiceman. It was right there. It was like 25th or something. Yeah, there you
Sorry, I exposed your rank.
go.
Again, bro. Another. This is the second time.
I know.
I love getting 69 points or what?
Bro, man, like it's that number, bro, magical number. So
uh,
I did a risk last week and I captained Bamford just to see if I could get a differential. I should have captained Calvert Lewin or Gundogan, but it's okay. But that's what I did
no,
last week. So
no, I mean, no, that's good. Going into next week, you have Ben Me, you have Pope, you have Cancelo, Gundogan. You have 6 double game week players. That's awesome, honestly.
yeah,
I feel like if you want to take it to the next level, you
yes,
can get you can keep your two city defenders, keep your Gundogan.
yeah.
Maybe you can maybe even remove Grealish and Salah and get Hammers and actually
Salah is playing Leicester. Grealish is playing Brighton, which is going to be tough, actually. I think.
I think you're set, man. I think all you have to do, you can either keep your team as it is, or yeah, like if you want to bring in Hammers or bring in Lookman, but those two guys are not very. You can just keep it as it is. Just keep your team.
I was thinking of bringing in Foden, but then that rotation risk is there. That's the only thing.
Look, you can remove Dunn and
Yeah,
Martin
yeah.
and get two guys who play and play a bench boost.
Ah, okay.
So
Interesting.
remove Martin, bring in the Everton keeper, for
Okay.
example.
Yeah.
Remove Dunn and bring in either an Everton defender or a Burnley defender and bench
Yeah.
boost it.
Okay. But then I think long term that you'd have to then deal with the higher budget because like if you want to bring in like Harry Kane for Calvert Lewin, because right now I think I have 1 point
Yeah.
something in the bank.
So long term it will be tough because you're gonna have to do transfers in order to get a team that you want.
Yeah,
But if you want to go for something crazy this double game week, you can always do that.
there's a fair show. And Madison, so
Look,
Madison, I'm actually had a question because Madison, he's been doing well, but I've never started him. That's the thing. He got 11 points off the bench, and this is 2 weeks off the bench. So I have
you,
no
you can't
space for him.
you can't have a 7.4 guy on the bench. Your
I know
bench
that's
always has to be cheap and like value guys.
that's
So
the
having
issue. The
Madison and
value guys
Stones
up
on the bench,
front, the value guys on the striking thing have made it difficult for me to do my midfield. So I don't know what to do. Like I was thinking of offloading Madison, getting a cheap midfielder, and then like using that spare cash for Harry Kane next week. That's also something I was thinking because considering
yeah,
Leicester have Liverpool,
you can do that. Yeah,
because
that's very
it
possible.
yeah. Because Aston Villa, Grealish is on form. He's consistent. He doesn't score maybe more than 8, 9, but he's very consistent. I
Yeah,
feel.
it's really important to have consistent players over like guys who just get 15 and then 0-0, then 15. I'd rather
Or if
consistent.
or if I don't get rid of Madison, should I bench Antonio, considering he has a very tasty fixture with Sheffield?
You can bench him.
Yeah.
I know it's tasty, but you
You
no,
know,
I would play
no.
Antonio over Madison.
Yeah, you would play him, right?
Yeah, for sure. I'll bench Madison this week again.
Then I'll transfer Madison now since I have a free. I'll transfer him, get a cheaper midfielder who's doing okay, and then like I'll have money for Kane next week.
I mean, why don't you just wait next week and get Kane and the midfielder? Why are you taking the risk of getting someone now who can get injured? Wait 1 week, just don't do anything.
It just feels bad having Madison on the bench for 3 weeks in a row. It's like I'm wasting my potential. I'm still getting over 70 points, but it's like I'm wasting him. That's the only issue.
Yeah, I know. Just leave Madison on the bench. It's okay.
Okay.
You
Okay.
never know.
Okay.
Maybe someone doesn't play, gets injured, and Madison comes on off the bench. Just no need to remove him now.
Okay. So this week, okay. If I leave Madison on the bench, that's one big bench person story. Stones is again. I don't want to put him on the bench because he's got a double, and I don't want to get rid of Cresswell because he's doing very well. So what should I do there?
You can bench Bamford for Stones because Bamford's playing Arsenal away.
Arsenal. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's a good call. Just so I get the doubles. So yeah,
Exactly.
that's it. Sounds good, bro. I think we're in good shape. I think we've stabilized, and the FPL has kind of stabilized. There's still, I know, like I keep messing up on these picks, and I message you privately, like, bro, man, like I give up on this game and stuff. But it's like there's still a long way to go. And I think if you manage your team correctly, you get more knowledge. You know, listen to podcasts, listen to press conferences and stuff, and you understand the game, or at least watch the highlights. It's like I'm still hoping for a top 10 finish in our table, basically.
Yeah, 100%. Just keep playing. Just don't stop playing, and you learn every week, and every year. Next year you'll play better. Like,
yeah,
just take some time.
And I'll still credit you, bro. You're the reason I got into FPL, and it's like I'm having fun. It's like the stress is like, man, I missed the deadline, or man,
Yeah.
I didn't substitute, and it's like you get so frustrated in real life. It's like, bro, this is like a digital game.
Yeah, but I can already tell, or I can already see that next year you're gonna be much better in the game because I feel like you got so much experience this year.
I know, and I've been doing more research. I think the last couple of years I've been just playing on a whim, kind of just like seeing and not understanding the techniques and stuff. But now that you have those like tricks of the trade down, it's like, okay, don't change your goalkeeper, be more patient. You know, these kind of unsaid rules, which a lot of seasoned FPL people know about. You can take the game far, man, for sure.
Exactly, I agree.
Bro, anything else you want to discuss?
I think that covers it, man.
Cool. And we'll be back next week. And I think we might be in for another double game week in 26, if I'm not mistaken. There's some rumors that they might come up with something.
I know it's for sure.
It's confirmed, eh?
Leeds and Southampton play next week, so that's why it's good to keep your Leeds players on the bench. And it's just Leeds and Southampton. It's very like basic, but it's something. It's double game.
This is game week which one? 25 or 24?
This is right after the one right after. So
it's 24 is a double. Okay. 25 is a double, and then 26 is not a double. Okay.
26 there's rumors.
There's rumors. Okay, that's the rumored one. Okay.
Yeah,
so keep your leads. Keep your leads
Yeah.
if you have leads assists. Yeah.
Exactly.
Cool, man. So we'll catch you in the next one. TK, thanks for being with us. Really appreciate it, guys. And we'll see you soon.
See you soon, man. Thank you.